Oh yeah. Also,
So it is the dawn of a new day, June 24th, in which we see verification suit getting hauled in for changes, and we see multiple position come up. And he says, you're getting deployment orders. And verification raises an eyebrow and he shows him, and he goes, I don't think Bastion's gonna like it, and goes, Bastion's gonna have to bow to the collective will. They want you off this planet and reading a new front, or at least a specialized unit to go to fronts. We've been seconded. And he kind of droops his shoulders and then goes, I'll tell him later today as we must prepare to move out. And then we see him on going to a comms terminal, and we just see Mr. Johnson in alien text. Of which then it cycles forth to about 8 a.m. and Bastion, you get a message on your screen.
Alright, I'll check my phone.
It's a personal message from a 1-800 number, and it says, press this for new mission.
What? He will press it out of curiosity.
In which you see a very kind of old-timey very old-timey kind of you have to pull off a ridiculous stunt twice.
oh, Mobby.
You see in that kind of fashion that you see kidnappers and with magazine letters, and it goes, come to my office now, Mr. J.
He sighs and goes by the nearest stupid entryway from his house. I guess along the way, he kind of goes to a different room and calls out to Traveler that we have a mission or something like that.
She hears you and kind of walks out of her room, already in full costume. Ready, sir.
All right, let's see what Johnson wants. He takes her out of his house and shows her. He's like, "This is the one that we go through. You have to brace yourself. There's a high chance you might end up soaked if you're not careful about leaning to the left rather than leaning to the right."
Understood. And she kind of leans. Yeah, you said leaning to the left?
Yeah.
Yes, she leans to the left a little bit, not quite sure what's going to happen.
Hey.
In a split second, light and dark hits the room at once, as if you were getting eaten by the desert sun on one side, and on the other side thunder clouds and everything that could be made of night is on the other. And then just as you start getting eye damage, it transports you in front of Mrs. B.
He kind of just groans and stretches. He's like, well, at least I am sitting upright in the couch for once. And takes Traveler along to go see Mr. J in his office.
Miss B sees Traveler following, and she's like, this is going to be for you alone.
Okay.
I can wait.
Well, yeah. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
And he goes inside.
And we see just Mr. J kind of like just sitting in his chair, looking like rubbing his temples, and looks at you and goes, "Oh, Bastion," with his beagle-like features, a bit more heavy set than usual in the bag department.
Oh, Mr. Johnson, you said I had a mission?
Yeah. I hate to tell you this, but verification's getting deployed elsewhere.
He pauses and closes his eyes for a while. And then, okay. I understand, sir.
And he just like, I just want you to remember that this is part of the job. We can make friends, but how often we see those friends depends on the circumstances we find ourselves in.
Don't worry. My father was very intent on teaching that to me immediately.
Good. And unfortunately, I don't have new blood coming out of the woodworks. So you're gonna have to do a bit of hitting the pavement. And this will be attached while you're outside of the city is Regal's been following up on your like witness protection deal.
Yes.
You cited something about the CEO needing protection.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't gone back to his house or his building since yesterday.
Fuck.
Yeah, so you're gonna need to find him. But before that, you're gonna have to find your fourth man. And he slides you a dossier of labeled tricks.
He just picks it up and he's like, is this gonna be another excuse me for saying this, but problem child?
He's a bit eccentric.
He gives him a fucking look. Because the last time he said a bit eccentric was rock and roller.
Rock roll is adorable.
I mean, not that kind of eccentric. If you read it.
Fine. He kind of picks it. He opens it and reads it.
And so we will now introduce Bodkid.
Oh boy. That me or?
That you.
Oh boy. What am I doing for him right now? Just doing basic character introduction shit? Or?
Basic character introduction shit.
Right. So, quick TLDR on him. Well, Eddie isn't a superhero. He can't lift a bus. He can't run super fast, or fly, or shoot lasers from his eyes, control the elements, can't do that. He can't do anything, really. He's just a kid who knows how to shoot a bow and can jerry-build gadgets in his mother's apartment at 2 a.m. when she's not home on a school night. But he grew up on Halcyon, so he's definitely equipped to protect it, right? Right?
Definitely.
He even made his own costume to become his hero self, Bodkid. Get it? He's an archer, and Bodkids are a type of arrowhead, and he's a kid, so he's the Bodkid. Now, all he's got to do is find that arch nemesis, keep his identity hidden, and get a super awesome team of actual superheroes to lead. There's this TLDR stuff for him.
And it goes cited from his kapownet.com page.
God. God, sad thing is he probably has that. He probably fucking made that too. Yeah, in terms of appearance, he's just like a average height 16-year-old Asian dude. He's got like really spiky black hair that's all styled up. He's almost always wearing some kind of like graphic. He's always wearing some kind of like short sleeved collared shirt. It's not like all the way buttoned up, or usually just unbuttoned. And he's got a graphic tee under it. Probably wearing some kind of hero themed graphic tee of some kind. And he's just wearing like normal jeans and some cheapo skater shoes he bought from Goodwill. And his backpack has a decent number of pins of all of his favorite heroes, aka literally all heroes on it. And when masked, he has his costume, which is actually just like a handmade domino mask, you know, one of those really small masks that only covers your eyes. It's one of those, a blue pullover hoodie, some blue jeans, yellow rain boots, and some gray gardening gloves that he bought at Goodwill and Home Depot respectively. Oh, and he's got a bow. He's got a bow and a quiver too. He's a Bodkid after all.
It's also in your journals.
Yeah. I'm just kind of reading his character sheet right now, if you can't tell. If you want to know like the actual like masks appearance thing, man, white. I kind of did a weird thing on the face because I went with smiling face and naive face. He wears casual clothing and he's got an iconic costume for all the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm. So, how did you gain your skills?
He gained his skills through childhood and young teenage archery lessons, about 5 to 13, just archery lessons, and he's just kind of natural knack for weird finicky gadgets made from anything he can scavenge from his mom's apartment and the garbage.
Who outside the team thinks you shouldn't be a hero?
Literally everyone. I mean, his mom would freak the fuck out. If the media knew he had no powers, there's no way they'd give him any spotlight. And just imagine what real heroes would say if they found out they had inspired somebody with no powers to act this crazy.
Except they have.
Yes.
It's been done.
Oh boy. Man, Eddie isn't
when did you first put on your costume?
Where did I put that one?
Oh. Nah,
Did I miss that one? Hold on. Might have
kind of did.
Oh, hold on.
You shoved it in with how did you gain your skills?
Oh, heck yeah. I messed up. Don't worry about it. Here, I actually have that answered. When did you first put on your costume? That, I believe, I used... Yeah, it's... depending on what the GM prefer, I just either say 6 to 8 months. Has only really been doing... like, you know how before Spider-Man got his big costume, he was just kind of dealing with, like, stolen bikes and muggings and stuff like that? That's pretty much what Eddie's been doing for the last 6 months.
6 months, then.
Heck yeah. So he's just kind of been doing like a stopping petty crime.
And then go for the rest of the questions.
Oh, all right. Who else is it? Why do you try to be heroes? In the words of Eddie, dude, heroes are heckin' awesome. And why does he care about the team? Because it gets him closer to being a real hero than he honestly ever thought possible. I mean, he might even meet I believe, yeah, the name Crine gave me was Animal Kingdom for like the big cool guy, the big cool hero to go with. So yeah, it's like he might even meet Animal Kingdom, and he may get a real costume and equipment from all this.
Cool.
I believe that's all the questions. Just kind of blazed through as fast as I could.
And then we'll get to influence when you meet the team, and you're done reading it.
I hope there's a picture of Eddie in there.
There is.
Oh, thank
Both
God.
and now.
Bastion looks up from the file and he's like, "You sure we should debut him on this mission?"
You need manpower, right?
Okay, I mean, as long as he can follow orders, I guess.
Dude lives to be a superhero. Use that.
Yeah, he kind of just puts down the file, like, this doesn't get easier, does it?
You kidding me? I have to freaking figure out an entire list of deployments with about a box of crayons and some nails I found in my chest drawer. I don't have nearly enough manpower for the amount of problems I have, so therefore I find new blood, and if they succeed, then they get better. If they don't, then it wasn't meant for them in the first place. He's not gone through induction yet or training, so you're gonna have to keep this, and he points to like his desk, secret for now.
Even better. Alright.
This is a big responsibility I'm putting on your shoulders.
He nods and he gives the good old practice line of, I'll do my best to meet your expectations.
Fantastic. Oh, and Bastion, I know it's difficult usually, but you can handle it.
He laughs at that and is like, yeah, I think I'm starting to understand what being a leader is all about. I'll I guess get to work and leave you to yours.
Yep.
And gives him a salute and walks out. And he like walks up to Traveler and he's like, we have an interesting situation ahead of us. I'm gonna call Rock and Roller real quick. Because we need to do the thing that he's the worst at, which is stay quiet about something.
I'm not sure he knows how to do that.
Yeah, that's free. Well, we need to recruit a kid without letting him know about all of this. So, none of us can spill the whole we work for a secret organization thing. He calls Rock and Roller.
Right? Yeah. Ian speaking?
Yeah, hey, I have a talk that I'm about to engage in to recruit a new member, as verification has been deployed to a separate location and no longer will be on the team.
Really? Just like that? You didn't even talk to her?
To be honest, the only person I ever got a conversation with before they were gone was Sprawl.
Fucking sucks.
It's the job. He sounds obviously more sad about it than his words give off, and he's like, well, regardless, I'll call you again when we're gonna meet up, but we need to keep a secret from him.
Well, then I probably keep the suit off for now.
Well, the suit is fine, but we can't. He's not allowed to know that we're part of the Illuminati at all.
Still better keep the suit off if you want any kind of, subtlety.
Yeah. Hopefully, when, the suit's on, you can keep that under wraps.
Well, it's your funeral.
I mean, we don't have a choice here. We're going to have to fight an enemy where I can't have you out of the suit, which means that the hope is that you can suppress the urge?
It's not really that easy, Sam, but I will give my best.
Alright, I'll call you later.
The rock and rollers like now officially like want to recognize me as like an actual rock and roller. Just wanted to tell you that I'm actually on the way to the to their estate right now.
Alright, this will take a couple hours, so good luck.
All right, thanks.
He hangs up and he's like, alright, traveler, let's get going.
Yes, sir.
And goes to this kid's address.
Boy, is this when I roll in?
We're gonna head actually to Rock and Roller.
All right. Yeah, rock and roller on his little like moped, his scooter just like drives up to this like very nice area in Halcyon City where all the rich people live in their gigantic estates. And yeah, drives into one of the entrances and waits.
Yeah, it opens soon after you arrive.
Oh, hello, it's me. And anyone home?
It just ominously just is quiet.
Golden Age rock and roller. You're here, right? Senior? Anyone?
You hear a harmonica in the distance.
Oh my god. Yeah, I follow the sound.
You follow it through the hill, all the way up into the manor. And at the top of the banister, you can just see this, what looks to be this amazing ass couch.
Ooh.
And on top of that, you see the Golden Age rock and roll, and onto like the side of the banister, you can just hear some light strumming as you see your mentor, and then off to the left, you just see this woman.
Hey.
And
yeah, proceed. Sorry.
you have been summoned.
Yeah, you guys told me you want to recognize me as a real rock and roller now?
Indeed, you have passed the audition. You're now going to be sent on your tour to bring great rhythm to this world and to ensure its safety.
Oh boy. Thanks. Oh, me being on tour, does that like include my friends as well?
Your friends are just allies in the cause.
Okay.
The old man is still playing the harmonica, doing a rhythm and blues kind of white ambience with your mentor,
Wait, who's talking to me then?
the woman.
Oh, okay. Oh. And are you Golden Age's assistant?
I am the one who contracted the Golden Age.
Wait, what?
I am the representative from Planet Rock.
You're Rockstarian? Oh, cool. Well, sorry for your loss. I know you probably miss him a lot. He brought us the rock and roll back in the 50s.
What matters is that they're just good rock now.
Yeah, he lives on through his songs. Just wish I could have like known him so he can teach me how to, control actually the suit.
And your mentor just kind of scowls at that.
Oh, sorry.
Apparently, I ain't good enough for the kid.
You know what I mean. nobody knows how this actually works besides the Rockstarians. And it would have been nice if I had actually the inventor of it all on my side.
At least on the Earth side.
Yeah, look, I don't doubt your skills as a mentor. I'm just saying. You
No, that was
guys-
the woman speaking.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, it's just not the same.
In any case, we will now give you your singular instrument.
What is it?
Where once you were borrowing your mentors, now you shall have your own to call.
Oh boy.
And through this, she goes, 1, 2, 3, go! And she like pulls out like this, like snaps her fingers and like a drum set pops in front of her.
Alright, yeah, pulling out my own guitar and starting to jam.
And there's just this supreme kind of just instrumental, like kind of like your Johnny Cash,
Yeah.
but to the drums, it's a bit more like 60s-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Something you might expect in a Beatles album.
Nice.
And your own instrument glows and gets transported into its mentor's hands, and you're still strumming on something as in your hands now shines.
I was supposed to say that? Hello?
What looks to be one of the a Fender Stratocaster,
Oh man.
an electric guitar.
Oh boy.
It is done in that good old red and white that you see in those classic kind of 70s or 60s.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to give him the classic
Touches.
Stratocaster Starburst? What are you? Get out of here. I'm sorry, I had to go in on you for that.
That's fine. And after that is done, you now have your new guitar in your hands, and your suit kind of changes just to have some red highlights in it to match the.
Yeah. The change.
And she goes, "Now we welcome the newest iteration of the American rock and roller. Jack, I hope you're happy." And he just looks to his guitar and says, "You have no idea."
Oh sweet. I kinda look at my new stripes. Oh, look
And the old man just looks down at you and goes, "Now, kid,
Oh yeah, I kinda straighten up.
you got a job to do.
Of course.
Planet Popstar is approaching."
Oh man. I mean, how far is she coming with her world tour? 'Cause if
I have
that's-
no idea, but I just feel it. I can sense it in the FM waves.
Yeah, I feel it too. Music is getting more shallow and shallow as we speak. Terrible. I'm scared.
In any case, kid, go forth and conquer. He just goes back to playing on his harmonica.
Will not disappoint you. None of you. Roll away, and I jump through the window. Just
Yeah.
run over the lawn. And just like get on my scooter and just like drive off.
Any case, Jack, you have something of mine, and he like pulls out the old kind of acoustic guitar and hands it back and goes, "Man, I don't know how you did it." And goes, "Rhythm and blues is what rock and roll stems from here in America. You should respect it, Jack." He goes, yeah, I should also respect probably my diet, but I don't." And the woman just shakes her head and just kind of like falls back into her room. And from that, we swap back over to Bastion and Traveler in front of just this apartment building.
Yeah, he. Hmm. According to the file, his mom would not be home right now, right?
Yeah, she would not be. She works as a nurse. She's not home until way later. I assume this is like midday-ish.
He knocks on the door knowing that Eddie will probably be the one to answer.
Wait, are they like at his door, or are they?
You're at the apartment door.
Oh, alright. So yeah, they knock on his door, and then they hear some rumbling as somebody is very clearly getting out of bed, and then finally the door opens, and it's a kid in pajamas, and he just hello.
You look and see what you would probably classify as a very cute teenage girl, Hispanic, and these kind of like Shadowrun clothing.
We're in full costume, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah, so I have my hoodie up and like the bandana over my face, so you can only really see my eyes.
God, Eddie's in his fucking pajamas, dude. Why are you doing
And
that?
then next to the chick is what you recognize as a kind of like the living lamp, as some people like to joke on CapelNet.com, of Bastion.
Wait, what? Would he recognize one of them?
Yeah, you
Been
definitely
on TV multiple times now.
And he fucking screams. Like full on fangirl scream.
Is this an attack, sir?
No, I don't think it's that. You okay?
You're Bastion. Like he slowly raises a hand. His hand's like shaking. He's like, you're Bastion.
Yes. Do you know me?
Yes.
He kind of looks surprised and like looks to Traveler, and he's like, "Are all the?" I wish this was the reaction I got when I got my first new recruit. Jeez.
I'm sorry, sir.
No, you're also great. It's just weird having people actually recognize me. I mean, he kind of looks, dude, and he's like, you're a Bodkid, right?
Like he shoots his hand up and he does like the like shush thing. He's like, no, don't say that out here. Don't say that out here. I try to keep that under. Come in, please come in. He opens the door. He's like, come in.
He walks inside with Traveler, I guess.
And you come in and it just kind of looks like a normal apartment. There's like a reasonably sized TV, a sofa. He's like, He's like he covers his mouth and nose and like, Bastion is in my mom.
Your home is amazing. I wish I had a place this big of my own growing up.
Looks to you like, so, is this a better environment for you to talk about your circumstances?
Yeah, but we gotta keep it down. The walls aren't very thick.
You know, I understand.
How do you know about Bodkid?
Well, I happen to lead a team, as you are probably aware, and we always try to keep an eye out for potential new additions in case one of us decides to find their own path.
And his eyes fucking shoot open, like full on bulging out of the skull. Is like, you're not. Are you?
if you can follow orders, then yes.
Should I get my costume?
Definitely. We still have to meet up with Rock and Roller at some point.
Eddie fucking blazes. Like if he had fucking superpowers right now, there would be fucking fire behind his steps right now. He's fucking blazing into his room right now. Door slammed shut, literally like as fast as possible. Comes out dressed in his full on cobbled together outfit. Got the fully loaded quiver. Got the bow over his back. He is ready to rock.
And I don't know if he's kind of like in his own head right now. Didn't hear him, but I'm pretty sure he would also know Rock and Roller because he's all over social media. Like he pimps himself out, has concerts and everything too. So
Am I breaking up?
Nope. And we lost him.
Can you hear us better?
No.
Hello. All right. Sorry, just the connection issue there.
Yep. What Lucid was saying was that if you know Bastion, then you 100% know Rock and Roller, because Rock and Roller is way more on social media than Bastion is.
Yeah, understandable. I didn't hear what Traveler said in reply to fucking hobo looking asshole coming out here.
it wasn't a reply. I was just saying what Vel was just saying. I was letting you know out of character that you would.
Oh yeah.
He would. I don't know if he heard it or not. If he's just so excited about being asked to team, but
yeah, he
Rock
hasn't
and
heard
Roller's
it yet.
super popular.
He hasn't put 2 and 2 together yet, man. He's fucking hyped. Too hyped.
Yeah, he looks at you and he's like, yeah, remind me to help outfit you with some better stuff when if this first mission goes all right.
Eddie's fucking face just completely flushes, like straight red. He looks and he's like, I don't have a lot of the best I could do.
Oh, don't worry, man. I understand. I didn't start off with a lot of money either, but I have more than enough to spare to help a teammate.
Your outfit looks fine. It's just the tactical advantage you would gain from a stronger material. The design works well.
Eddie, like, his face goes from like flush to like nervous smile, and he's like, "Oh, okay. So where to next?"
Yeah, just give me a minute. I have to call Rock and Roller and say that you agreed. Any
Jaw fucking drops. Eddie's jaw fucking drops. It's like rockin' roller.
He's our third man.
All the nervousness in that smile fucking vanishes. That is just, he just has the pure on fucking, you know the like emoticon uppercase D. Eddie's face looks like that right now.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's about the reaction I expected to hearing about Rock and Roller.
Oh yeah, just so you know, out of character, he's not gonna get more normal. And you're just gonna realize that Eddie is weirder than anybody on this fucking team.
I mean, as long as you don't blow shit up, that's really all Bastion asks. It's not even a request that, like, any of the original team succeeded on much of any of the times, but that's all he wants.
Don't worry, Eddie can't blow anything up. He doesn't have explosive arrows.
Thankfully, you're too weak to destroy things to the level that Bastion worries about.
Yep.
Um,
Just watch roll all nat 12s actually become stronger than a fucking legacy.
I mean, that is well within possibility with how Bastion is on par for usual of my characters of failing very often. But he's going to call Rock and Roller again and decide with him on a meetup location.
Yo, Bastion, what up? And you
Hey,
can he's an issue.
yeah. He's like, I'm going. We should meet up so that the team can get acquainted and I can brief everyone about the current situation we are in because it has taken a turn for the worse. And what we encountered that day confirms who the enemy is. So I want to also give a conversation about that.
Yeah, the birds. I always knew that you can't trust them.
He blinks and he's like, anyways, and he gives you like a location that's relatively cut off from most people, and he's like, we'll meet there, then we can have a group meeting.
Sounds good. I'm excited to see the new guy.
He's very excited to see you.
Oh man, a fan?
Yeah, like a very big fan.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, meet you there.
With that, he leads the two of them, and he's like, well, we have a mission now, so are you ready to go, or?
Eddie doesn't even stop. The moment you finish speaking, he's just yes.
All right. Then follow my lead. I'll give the brief, as well as I guess a conversation long due about the calamity as a whole. Now that we've changed so much, and he starts walking out.
As they're walking out, Eddie pulls out his phone and the dial mom to the background. He's saying that he's gonna be out late tonight and might not be home. She's
Wait, what?
what?
No, it's just that's what you get. That's what you hear from your mother.
Oh, all right. He's like, I'm going out with some friends, mom.
Oh, okay. Stay safe.
Yeah, always right. Right, bye.
And yeah, you hang up and
Oh man, that phone conversation reminded Bastion of a conversation he has not had with his parents yet. That is instantly like sends a shiver down his spine of like, oh fuck, I didn't tell them I let Traveler live in the house. Ooh. And he's like, I'm just not gonna think about that right now. And like for Eddie, he just sees Bastion like have a serious expression for like a moment when he's watching him on the phone, and then like turns away, still giving off the impression of a centered leader, while on the inside he's like, oh fuck, Melissa's gonna be so mad.
Wait, does he look like serious mad or just serious?
Just serious.
All right, if he looked serious mad, Eddie was about to fucking panic.
He's not mad. He's just like, well, I gotta look cool in front of the juniors, but man, my ass is grass when I get home.
The best thing about this is I'm pretty sure Eddie's probably the youngest person on the team. This is double meme.
He might be. Bastion's like I think 17 right now.
Yeah, Eddie's only 8. Eddie's like barely 16. So
Yeah. Okay.
Then I guess we head on over to the location I described. I gave him. I'll say it's like a park that like no one goes to anymore.
and yeah, you guys head to congregate. It's about 10:40 in the morning.
Yeah, he kind of points at he waves at Rock and Roller.
Where are we in the park, right?
Yeah.
Where do we meet? Like at the fountain or something?
Probably like dead in the center. So like, if you were allowed, then it is not as much of a problem.
Yeah, I think Rock'n'Roller is not to be seen, and as you stand there, Rock'n'Roller just like appears like above you, maybe standing on a fountain or a statue or something. It strikes a dramatic pose, like it's a dramatic like Power Rangers pose, and points down to Eddie and says, "Yo, new guy, are you ready for action, vandalism, heroism?
Oh boy.
Because now you're riding with the Rock'n'Roller." And then he just like dramatically jumps off the statue.
Letting out another fucking fangirl squee. Eddie's letting out another fangirl squee.
Yeah.
Like, stop killing him, please. It's his first day on the job. Side
Yeah.
note, don't stop killing him. It's funny.
Rock'n'Roller extends his hands. Nice to meet you.
Wait, he Rock'n'Roller just put his hand out?
Yeah.
Eddie takes that shit in both hands and like does the full arm extension handshake.
Ooh, quite eager. Like, what's your name?
Bodkid. He's still shaking the hand, by the way.
Bodkid. Such an awesome name. Like the arrowhead?
Yes, exactly.
And then just Kid on the end of the
Yes,
end?
yes. Yeah. A lot of people don't get it for some reason. I think it's very easy.
They are losers.
Yeah, a lot of them call me losers, though.
Never let anyone call you loser, man. You're with us now.
Eddie's face looks like a fucking Christmas tree right now. Dude.
Is it like the Deadpool situation where you can like see every expression under the mask?
Yeah, because he's only got the domino mask, so it really only covers like
yeah.
his eyes and the bridge of the nose.
Well, all here. What's the plan?
Yeah. Well, I'd like to have a conversation a bit about a couple different things. As you know, we now have a lot of new members, and really, Rock'n'Roller, you still are new in a sense. We've been on what, 2 missions together?
Yeah.
So I just like to be understood from, because I know from your perspective it can look like I am a very hesitant person, especially when it comes to the confines of the law. But he kind of thinks, it's like, I want this team to be something special, and I think we have the capacity to do that. Both in a couple different capacities, which I'll talk to you about, since I think you'll be very excited about the second one. But first and foremost, we're a team of superheroes. And for me, being a superhero is about being the means by which the weak can protect themselves from the strong. I have seen a lot of complacency against the many things the Calamity has faced so far, both not only in villains but heroes as well. Those in power that sit in power feel like they're safe in that power, and it's our job to let them know that they're not. That at any moment, they can be punished for what they do. But it's important that we remember that even though we're a weapon of the people, we are still of the people. in the same way that, like, for you, rock and roller, a fan chooses their musicians. People choose their heroes. And we have to be cognizant of that when we act. I want the times in which we break the rules to be meaningful and unquestionable. Because I'm your leader. And that doesn't mean for me that I command over all of you. At least that's not all that it means. It means that it's my job to see you safe. If you have an issue, you come to me. If you are worried about something, you shouldn't be afraid to speak to me. And if anyone, no matter who it is, oppresses you, you know that you can come back to me and I'll stand by your side. But that means that we have to be righteous, because I can't protect you from things that are outside of my control to stop. I can't stop the law enforcement if they come crashing down on us. And I understand that a lot of us have a very anarchistic and rebellious spirit. So I actually think that this new group has a unique opportunity allowed to us by rock and roller. And he kind of looks at you and says, how about we channel all that energy in the best medium possible of rock and roll? I'm not saying right now, it'll take some time, but me and you might know him, Night Prowler.
Oh, Joey, yeah.
We had our own little garage band thing that we were doing for fun, and well, when I awoke to my powers as Apollo, I also gained his musical talent, and now I'm actually pretty good at singing. And that's what I want us to do. I want us to kind of shout back at the man, but not in a way that's quite so scattershot. A message is stronger when it's decisive.
It's just like cartoonish, like tears coming from rock rollers, like Helmet's eyes. That is the most beautiful thing you've ever told that to me, Sam.
Yeah, I don't. He kind of like awkwardly scratches his head. He's like, you wouldn't believe it, but I actually have quite a high opinion of rock and roll that expresses itself in the music that I write for our little group. But he kind of.
I never knew.
It didn't come up because things were so messy. And I think this is a good opportunity to start anew. And if we get through this all right, I think that will be the perfect platform for us to begin. He smiles and says, with that being said, I'm not going to lie to you three. The enemy this time's dangerous. And we, as a team, are new and thus not going to be able to act as coordinated as we might want. So I think it's important that our priority right now, as not cool as it is to be defensive. If we are being beset by the enemy and we can't handle it, we need to retreat and regroup. He kind of looks to rock and roll and he's like, I'm trusting you that if things go sideways, you get the two new ones out of here.
All right.
What I understand of the birds' motives, if the time they contacted me was correct, they want to capture me as a means to fight Apollo and the Divine Court in general, which means they won't kill me. But you aren't guaranteed that safety. So if it comes down to it, I want you to leave and contact my masters and come back, because I can stay alive. Yeah.
Well, if that's how you want it, then I will do my best to follow your commands, leader.
Yeah. Relaxes. He says, "Yeah, it's a huge weight off my mind. This is, Bodkid, this is gonna sound interesting, but birds, they both are and aren't necessarily the animals flying in the sky.
Bodkid already looks confused.
Yeah, trust me, I was personally instructed this by Apollo, and I don't understand what this is. They're kind of like superstition and bad omens personified. And they want to plunge the world basically in eternal anarchy.
Visible confusion.
Yeah. I wish I could make it simpler, but that's about as simple as I can get it. From what we now understand, they have infiltrated the Bad Wolf Corporation and is targeting the CEO. He has now been officially reported as missing, as he did not return to the company building or his house after we talked to him about finding witness protection. So we need to track him down. This would actually be a good time, Rock and Roller, to try to see if your network has happened to see him. And again, Bodkid, Traveler, if you find yourself overwhelmed, just come to me. I'll make sure that you get out of the situation at least safe.
Traveler does the thing where she snaps her heels upright and stands at attention, bring her left arm up and fist to the chest. Yes, sir.
Eddie just nods like a normal fucking human.
Yeah, no, Bastion's still trying to get used to the level of response Traveler comes to most of his commands. He's like, "Thank you," and nods at Bodkid. He's like, "I would love to say that it gets less crazy, but this is the hero business."
This is all I've ever fucking wanted.
Alright, already asking my fans, but first, and I grab Bodkid and just make a selfie with him, with me and him. Alright, that is done. That was the most important part.
Eddie's face is once again lit up like a fucking Christmas tree.
Probably
Stop
also on
killing
the
him.
selfie. You have like the goofiest expression on your face, probably on the selfie.
God, I know.
And Rockroller just like standing, like having his hand around your shoulder.
Look, man, with fucking characters like Eddie, there is a bully quota. There's a quota for how much they must be bullied per session, and we are definitely hitting that quota.
Oh, jeez.
He's like, Rock and Roller, now, I know this is going to be really, really, really hard, but please do not make the volume of merchandise you made
Wait,
after this first mission.
but he needs a Funko Pop too.
You still have 900,000.
Yeah, and they're selling like sausages, man. Like hot dogs.
Yeah, but I'm sure whatever building you're holding it in is like filled to the brim.
cut to the legal department and is still buried under.
One of them's just playing with the head,
Yeah.
and he goes, and he filed this under what? An expense report. And he goes, wait, what? You mean he wants us to, and he goes, and he nods, and he goes, but we're not. Because that would, and he nods again, and he goes, well, thank God.
And then they get showered by another wave of Funko Pops.
And then they're like, sir, we have a message from the delivery. And he goes, oh God. If it's anything from this factory, send it back. Return it to sender. Tell them it's a scam. Do not say yes. And he goes, sir, they've already been unloaded. He goes, God damn it.
Yeah, we come back and like Bastion.
And then we jump back.
Yeah, Bastion's like, you spent over $1 million already.
They made like a 10 million bag. I could go to college with that.
He just kind of staggers. And he's like the difference between a kid who can barely afford a costume and guy who spent $1 million plus on fucking fucking figures of us when we haven't established our popularity as a positive yet.
Merchandise, man, it's important. The fans need it.
We barely poll better than like fucking President Trump, where it's like, man, 45% approval rating after we've blown up like 3 different locations.
I mean, like 8 million of course go to my legal troubles, but it's still 2 million. Gonna buy my mom a real nice house once she gets in retirement. Yeah, Nori like furiously typing to contact his fans. Alright, asking my fans for a favor to find the CEO of Bad Wolf Company.
Go ahead.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, and just like asked in the group chat, yo, who saw the CEO of Bad Wolf Company? This is how he looks like. Was on the way to his home, but never appeared. It's there are often like pianos and other heavy objects falling around him. Please contact holla your boy rock and roller.
And on the Discord and like tips and trips, you get a message from the beetle with like 3 E's and an A out of it, and then like a TE, but he forgot the L and he can't change it for some stupid reason. But and it's like the 6th beetle, and he goes, yeah, I heard about something about pianos falling, and then a guy like wandering into like, you know, that weird, strange, like haunted cave in the center of town, like Old Town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody went in there with a crossbow?
Oh, damn. Alright, thanks, man. I will take care that we can change your username finally. But thanks.
And you just see like an admin go tap, and like just, you have now reached the 6th beetle. And it just and it's finally just spelled like the rock band, and it goes, oh sweet mercy.
I know it must have hurt your soul, man.
Nah, I just do whatever you say, R&R. And he kind of like goes, and like he goes back to like being on busy.
Alright, I got it. It's the haunted cave in the park. You know where all the teenagers go to kiss?
Bastion blinks and he's like,
He went in there with a crossbow.
well, I mean, his weapon of choice was a crossbow. That being said, I didn't. He just kind of thinks and notes the location for a later date, and then goes, "Yeah, we should check it out."
Right.
He walks and he's like, "It's a shame we don't have a spaceship anymore.
Or we still got a rock and roller mobile.
We're not stealing someone's car."
Alright, well, we still got the scooter, and we like point to like the side of the fountain where we met, and there's just a scooter. Pile out, guys! I get us there.
Well, I mean, one of us should ride with you, and I can carry one person with my powers pretty well. Yeah, so he looks to Bodkid. "Do you want to ride with Rock and Roller or
Yes.
fly with me?"
Yes.
That He kind of thinks.
He literally interrupts fucking. He literally interrupts Bastion the moment after he says, "Do you want to ride with Rock and Roller?" And just yes.
All right, you go with Rock and Roller then, and he holds on to. He goes up to Traveler and he's like, "Just hold on. As long as you are within contact of me, I can reliably carry us both with the wind."
Distant Jack Black.
Has
Only crying. We'll get that true.
has Bastion ever been where we're going?
Like, yes, he wasn't aware of its reputation, but he's been there before.
Okay. Whenever he touches me, I guess roll to see if I can open a portal. If a portal opens there, because conceptually, one of the powers that she has is she can open portals to places
Portals, yeah.
she's been or people she's touching where they've been. But she's still learning her power, so it'd be instinctual at this point.
Yeah.
So you get that urge, and I'll just say weirdly it opens to there.
Okay. So yeah, like as soon as you like touch her, whether you're touching her shoulder or hand or however you're doing it, like just in the distance, just a rainbow of pixelated colors erupts and a standing portal opens to where we want to go.
I was about to say it'd be fucking hilarious if it just opened beneath us. And they're like, the two of them were like walking up to get on the scooter, and they look over, and the two of us just fall through the ground.
Well, I mean, since it's just kind of happening, I'll leave it up to our good old GM how it opens.
I was just saying I was thinking like the doorways. Shadow of the Damned. So it's like tall. It's kind of got like that.
Well, no, I meant
upside down V shape.
I meant
it's
like
in
how it opens
front of you.
Okay, yeah, because the
like he touches your shoulder and like it appears in front of Bastion.
Okay, yeah, I'm picturing like kind of a circular, almost archway with like the pixelated rainbow colors around the edge of it. But I meant like in front of us, underneath us, or whatever.
Yeah, it's in front of Bastion, behind your back, Traveler.
Yeah, he kind of jolts and he's like, "Whoa, you can just do this?" He kind of points at the portal.
I glance at it and apparently, sir.
No, all right then. That makes things a lot easier. Hey, Rock and Roller, if you just drive your scooter through this, then we'll be there.
Perfect. And I wait till Bodkid is on the back seat, and there's just like drive through the portal. Onward.
Bodkid, as you realize amongst your new team, who are the two people you give influence to?
I think you could fucking tell. Rock and Roller and Bastion, duh.
Yeah, I mean, he's never seen me before today. They only knows about, so it just makes sense.
Yeah. And which
Just
one
wanted to get that in for the good old viewership of the two people who watch this.
Hell yeah. They can all hear my horrible mic.
Well, I think like the two people are within this group, so.
I meant the other
Thank you,
two
Jermaine.
people who watch about a week after us. In any case,
Yeah, after they zoom through the portal, he smiles at Traveler and says, "Good job," and helps her through the portal.
Yeah, she goes through and then it closes behind us. Thank you, sir. I'll try to get the hang of this.
It would be pretty great. You somehow won up the spaceship, which I really didn't think was going to come out of my mouth ever. I really thought that was going to be about as fast as things were going to be in terms of going places.
Well, hopefully it's something I can get a handle on soon.
And he gently lets go of you and follows the scooter boys into the forest.
Yeah, I start following behind as well.
yeah, anytime you like pull your hand off his shoulder, it kind of starts fading. So you kind of have to like follow him in a line, keeping your hand kind of like on him until you get through the portal, and then you like take your hand off, and then it stops.
I'm like your battery. Got all that superpower juice.
And yeah, you look at the cave that's weirdly in front of like in the middle of Halcyon, like Old Town Halcyon, and you just hear a hard, like a long moaning sound come from him.
Man. Hello?
It echoes.
Anyone in there?
No.
Weird.
I believe somebody's in there.
You think? But they said no. Wait a second.
He just looks at rock and roll like, wait, no, are you for real? I thought that was a joke. Yeah, laughs. Does the voice sound familiar?
No.
Cool.
It sounds like almost like breeze, like not even like a breeze, but like kind of like the howl you kind of like hear over the wind in the dead of a winter night.
Yeah, he says, identify yourself.
You hear nothing.
That's always what happens. They can never just say their name and get it over with, as he says as he walks inside.
You light it up slightly, and the shadows kind of recede. What used to be pitch black is now you kind of like have that lamppost effect that it has like an aura around you. You're able to mostly see in front of you. To the comic, it kind of seems like Fire Emblem echoes them, kind of like the dungeons. You realize as you go down, it's less of a cave and more of a brand of kind of like these ancient ruins.
Yeah, he kind of gets on guard once he sees that this place is a little crazy, and gestures for the two new people to kind of stand in between him and Rock and Roller. So we got a good old seniority sandwich going on.
To your right, you see a figure in a business suit, like clutching his head and looking down.
Excuse me, sir?
The figure ignores you.
He gets a little closer and
You notice he's bald, and then you realize he has this kind of off-pale skin color. And then just as you think like the smell is something not of dust, it turns around and you just see the skull stare back at you. And start screaming without any vocals.
Oh no, it's late.
Cool. Oh wait, is this the outfit the CEO was wearing?
It's like it.
It's like it, but it's not it, right?
It's pinstripe and filled with holes, and kind of like wait out for like a really longer time, and just before you kind of like are trying to examine it, this humongous kind of like shadow just darts in it, like smashes it to the side in its path, and just heads into a wall.
No.
Can I intercept this shadow with a big like burst of light right where it's trying to squeeze through?
You can try, yeah.
Would that just be like freak?
Yeah.
It's bright in here.
Yeah, you brighten it for a second, and you see this kind of like crack it's cracking through, and you like peel back the kind of like shadow that's like kind of like forming over this kind of like skin of it, and you see this kind of crystalline form, and then it kind of just then like as the like shadows and creeping, it just forms this kind of like long spear as it just goes into the crack and like moves through it like water.
What the hell? He kind of now is like fully on guard, and he says, and he explains what he saw, and he's like, I'm not entirely sure what we're dealing with. And did it go like deeper into this structure, or just kind of in a wall?
It looks to be deeper because you went down this kind of like right corridor, and it came from like to your right as you were pushing the guy, and then slammed into the left wall, where there's this kind of like small crack, like that's into the wall, and then you can see it cavern through.
All right. You kind of, and I can see the cavern through it, right?
Yeah, well, not like cavern, but kind of like small like opening, and it just winds into further into the cave complex.
Yeah, he like peers in and gets the best look he can. And he looks up to Traveler, and he's like, "Would you be able to make a portal to the other side?"
I don't know how these all work yet. I'm not sure if I can or not.
All right. I mean, I can just break the wall if need be. That would have just been a little bit less messy. And he kind of takes a deep breath and lets the power like surge through him and tries to destroy the wall.
Yeah, so I want to just go off the previous freak roll and kind of just take your foot and you just kind of like stamp the earth, and it kind of like parts a little bit, and you can just see like the cracks go in like 5 different directions: up, forward, left, right, down, straight. Still same, and you just seem to just take away a huge chunk of wall. Bones kind of clatter to your feet as you've disturbed what seems to be inbuilt kind of like graves.
Oh no.
Oh boy. He'll quickly use his powers to like rebury them into the ground and take point for the group again as he heads into the corridor to try to investigate what that weird shadow creature was.
Okay. And then you go further into the complex. There's graffiti on the walls. Older, I mean, it gets newer and newer as you go further down. Well, old graffiti, stuff in foreign languages, new kind of graffiti, the stuff you see on train tracks gets more and more non-existent. In fact, where you see part of this kind of dollar bill is just scraped, like the wall is just chunked out.
Man, those teenagers got it fun just to kiss a little bit.
As you kind of like, as you say this, rock and roll, you kind of like get closer to it and you can like see like where the dust has been unsettled, and from the floor you kind of like see this like kind of like mauled face, and it just sounds at you and goes, "They were disturbing the sanctity of this place."
Oh damn, did you kill them all and stuff them into the wall?
Why don't you find out? And then it just like it goes back down into the floor, and then the wall opens and more bones clatter.
Holy shit, that's dire, man. This was just some sexy teenagers trying to like kiss in private. Sam, there was just some creepy guy telling me spooky things.
Did you catch where he went?
He was like in the wall, right?
In the floor, actually.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was right here.
Hey, can I roll assess the situation on this?
Yeah.
Actually, no, straight up creeping rather.
I mean, I think so.
Yeah, that's essentially just the beacon.
Yeah.
The beacon's better version of assess the situation.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go. +3 Monday. Let's get it. Nat 3.
Yay.
Oh,
Nice.
So,
2 questions.
yeah. Is that 2 questions from both, or just 2 questions from
Straight up creeping.
Alright.
Yeah, just only straight up creeping.
Alright. First off, what happened here recently? I'm trying to like.
Well, besides a couple probably making out in the past 3 days, as you kind of see like these kind of like size like 9s at the smallest, you kind of like look over and you kind of like see a crossbow bolt
Oh boy.
basically in the middle of the O of this one Italian graffiti, and it spells out "In Bocca al Lupo."
Right.
And from it, you kind of also just see this kind of like scraping on the floor. A man has been dragged here recently.
Oh boy. Alright. Second question: who or what here is not what they see? So I'm just assuming that this graffiti got something fucky going on with it.
The graffiti comes from various different European languages. Nothing Asian. Maybe Africa actually as well. And in one choice, you kind of see what might be Native American language.
Right.
From this, you also see the fact that they all kind of like harp on these kind of like terms of good luck or horror stories.
Alright. So there's like a bunch of stuff to do with good luck.
Good luck and horror stories.
Eddie's just gonna kind of casually lean back and be like, "Does anybody have any rabbit's feet?"
Why? You see, but actually, no. A rabbit's feet would be a very bad idea. I wasn't clear. The birds kind of have control over luck in both directions. It's just the omens, the one they like to do more. So
There's a lot of stuff to do with good luck right here.
and he looks around. He's like, "This might be where they're located." Then, and he kind of grits his teeth.
Eddie's just gonna knock an arrow real quick.
Yeah, good call. Nice find. He looks around. He's like, "See anything else here?" The man we're looking for used a crossbow, so if you see any signs of a fight, I'd be good to know.
Man, I'm tempted to roll a sense of situation. I don't want to fuck with that 0 superior.
But
I mean, why not?
Well,
Shit, you right. You right, Brian. Now, I'll let other people do some stuff before I try for that.
Okay. Traveler or rock and roller?
Yeah, I was probably gonna go ahead and assess.
Go ahead. What 2 questions?
I'm going to ask, what here's the biggest threat?
What here would be the biggest threat would definitely be what Bastion kind of lit up.
The shadow creature thingy, creature crystal thingy.
Yes.
Okay, and then what does the future know about this moment?
That it's a cave of that the witches kind of leave alone. And the fact that anybody of magic just left it alone. Actually, anybody, period, left it alone. The corporations didn't even build on it. One tried and one fell within the day.
I was so ready for you to be like, yeah, this is where Bastion dies.
There was reports about the living dead and horror.
Bastion, sir. Like I told you, my memory is kind of tricky right now. Swiss cheese was the term. But I am getting some flashes of memory. This is a bad place. No one came here. Not S-Tech, no one.
Well, that's, again, further reinforcement about my hypothesis of where this place is. After all, birds aren't really anything that anyone should mess with. To be equivalent to the Roman gods, they are not something to trifle with, to say the least. But that's where he is, and that's who picked the fight with us, so exercise extreme caution. We're going to keep going down deeper.
Well, better leave a trail so we find our way back and start like making a trail of Funko Pops.
You know, he tries to find words, but has learned long ago to surrender that will. And goes further and deeper.
And so you kind of go in deeper. Just the howling gets worse. The air gets colder. And you get to this big door that's kind of like marked like the door out of Fellowship of the Ring. And it just has ice growing on this side of it.
Wait, what is written there?
Ice or eyes?
Stand and enter?
Huh?
Nah, nothing. Just a stupid joke.
Did you say ice or eyes?
Ice.
Gonna
Frozen water.
yeah, go up and try to heat up the door.
As you heat up the door, it kind of just blows back at you. And like it just gets like covered like in another sheet.
All right, I'll try
And
to. Okay,
and
go
you
ahead.
hear a voice go, "Interloper, what do you wish to do in this tomb? Why must you disturb it?"
There was someone who entered recently that has not come out. We've come for him.
Your business is not of his business. Be gone.
But he's our business.
Your business is not of his business. This is private. He who has inherited the title of hunter.
Then it is my business, and he will grit his teeth and try to interact with the ice directly and try to make it go away.
Roll free. So your godly fire burns, and you kind of like you're burning it as much as it's replacing, and you're slowly starting to eke out a win. Very slowly, as you just kind of like melt the entire ice wall, and a thought comes back into your head and goes, "Why not reason?"
Like, does this thought have a voice attached to it, or is it like?
Yeah, it reminds you of Apollo's.
He's like, wait, really? You think that would work? Because I don't really have a basis to reason with them to agree.
Man's done worse. Man's done better.
Am I at least correct in identifying what we're dealing with?
And with that, the kind of like you feel the voice kind of disappear.
As always, flaky as hell. Just stares at the door and he says, well, what if I were to say, I would like to be a part of your business, as an interested third party as opposed to being completely uninvolved.
Unless you wish to punish the one whose title is inherited as hunter, you could wait. Or leave.
And if I do intend on punishing him, what is he guilty of?
Of being soft. Of
Then-
being unworthy.
Well, then allow me to prove myself worthy by dealing with him.
Yeah, we can be slayers, and I start playing the Buffy theme. Buffy Info theme.
And like the face peers through and just like dives in and goes, "This is a matter of blood. You are not descended from the first hunter. You have not gone into the wake and came out another form."
So we all have to like take a dive at the lake. It's weird.
Well, typically when you execute the unworthy, you do not stay in your own hands. You get a third party to act as the implement of your will. We are offering to be that implement.
The slayer is not being executed, he is being punished.
Either way, punishment is usually not dulled by one's own hand, unless it is one who is worthy of your motions, and not instead unworthy, and thus should be dealt with.
Or provoke.
Yeah, I'm trying to do my best to reason. Apollo did not give me anything to work with. Yeah, that's an 8.
'Tis not my hand that punishes the current slayer. 'tis an old hand.
And that hand is.
'Tis the third party you speak of.
Okay.
Well, if I'm correct about this third party, they would like me there as they want me as part of their group.
And like the face just looks at you pensively, disappears, and then reappears and goes, the third party wishes to have their crossbow back from the 5th section. Get it, bring it back, and entry will be yours.
He nods and goes to get it, like a good boy.
The 5th section is and he kind of and like the face looks up and like realizes it. Germans.
But
I would be wary.
You will see that their will be done, and he walks off from creepy door.
what the fuck is even happening?
No clue, but in times like these, you just gotta act like you do know.
Okay, so we have to find that crossbow.
Yeah.
Can't we just give him like just any crossbow and like kind of look into Bodkid's direction?
No.
I
When
don't
it
have a
comes-
crossbow.
Yeah, looks at the bow and it's like, in these cases, they tend to be very particular.
Oh man.
Usually, it has some magic stuff going on with it. Yeah, let's just find it. Hopefully, it won't take long.
All right, fine. But I would have just smashed the door in if I was you.
I was trying. It generates about as fast as I can destroy it. I only tried to reason with it because Apollo said to, but then, as always, didn't explain himself and left. Yeah, you're starting to see why I was hesitant about taking up this mantle now, aren't you?
Yeah, why didn't you take like a cooler god? Like I don't know, Joey's mom.
He kind of looks at you like, you think I had a decision? He sees Mr. Pause Mode over there and is like, hey, you seem to have a good eye. Can you try to help us find like this crossbow? Supposedly in the 5th section. Has to do with Germans.
Are you referring to me, Mr. Pause Mode, right now?
Yeah.
Oh, alright. Jesus Christ, why is my family being so fucking loud? Anyway, Eddie's just like, sure?
You can do it. I give you thumbs up.
Like, what kind of crossbow? Are we talking a recurve? Compound? Siege?
Maybe.
Perhaps it's the guy's crossbow. So, what did the crossbow that the CEO had looked like?
Wasn't it like an old school, like Middle Ages looking crossbow?
Yeah, but instead of at the end of it, it kind of like had a circle to maybe like help it reload.
Any
Alright.
whatever.
Oh man, like a man's got a straight up siege crossbow.
Any
Kind
whatever,
of, but it was handheld.
any
Yeah,
whatever
siege
German
crossbows are
speak,
handheld.
any whatever German speaking crossbow we come across, we take it with us.
Yeah, roll assess the situation here. I only need to ask one question, but I just roll assess the situation.
Yep, go ahead.
Heck yeah. Raw rolls, let's go. Nat 2. Knew it. Knew it was gonna be a miss.
I mean, we do have the opportunity of multiple people trying to look for this. So,
Yeah, true.
anyone here with actually with good superior?
I do, but maybe
somebody could assist. Somebody could assist on that.
unless you want the XP.
Yeah, I just don't know if we want to spend like
Fair
one
enough.
team on it.
True, fair enough.
Sorry, you guys have 2 teams.
Well, yeah. Either way,
Session.
I might want to save it for like a more serious situation than a role that we can actually afford to fail, and just let you pick up some potential.
Alright, then I look out too for crossbow. Yep. So yeah, Rock'n'Roller's eyes just start glowing and just like pierce the darkness around us. like fucking fog lights just emerging from his eyes.
And yeah,
Um,
what's your 2 questions?
how could we best end this quickly by finding a crossbow?
Well, you said the German section, section 5. So you go back to like where you had that kind of like graffiti, like
Yeah.
in that kind of like hallway, and you follow the graffiti that looks German.
Hey, I know some Rammstein lyrics. I know what German is.
Yeah, Bastion nods and he says, "I was taught multiple languages as part of my training." So,
Ooh.
he kind of leaves it at that.
Get to this part where it's you get to this part with Wolfman with like 2 ends at the end of it above this kind of like hallway, and then onto the side, onto like the left side, there's written Werwolf, and you get on the other side Der Wolf.
So werewolf and then werewolf?
Yeah.
Is werewolf 2 separate words?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, they're still hyphenated to make the joke.
okay, yeah.
From it, you kind of see CW on one side, and I mean 2 CWs on either side.
Wait a second. Werewolf. That means werewolf in English.
Yes.
But they missed an E, so it's German. And I intensely stared at everyone.
Yeah, Sed just nods politely as he looks around for a crossbow.
You go deeper and deeper. And this joke is repeated many, many times until you get this one just kind of like scratched in with like, it's not even W's, but like 3 slash mark. And then you kind of just turn your head to like the right and you just see this like creature that's just hunched over. And it's like, it has just patches of fur, swelling skin at the end of its claws. There's just, it's like raked, and it just growls at you, and you can see like half of its skull on the right side as it turns its head. And it just looks at you and goes, "There, wolf."
Whoa. We don't.
It just pounces at you.
Cool.
And we're gonna enter, and we're gonna generate team.
Heck
Yay.
yeah.
Do I not generate burn?
Yeah, you can generate burn.
It's more of a question of myself because I am sitting at 2 conditions. So if I fuck it up, I won't be able to take a single hit this entire fight. So I think maybe I might just want to chill.
Who's team leader?
Bastion?
Yeah.
Great. Team leader has influence over everyone. Add a team.
Heck.
Everyone in the fight has the same purpose.
Yep. Defeated Werewolf?
Yeah.
Beat the werewolf, yeah.
Undead werewolf. I'm really creative, guys.
Damn.
Any member mistrust the leader of the team?
Not really.
And I'm gonna just take one off because you are ill prepared to deal with. I feel like the supernatural.
I don't know. We enter a supernatural area, established that supernatural beings would be there, and we're on guard for an attack.
Also, we're in the German section, so we have to be prepared for the worst, really.
Nice pun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll keep it then.
Love that self-deprecating humor.
Sorry, I didn't know it'd be happening like.
Oh no. It's fine. Don't worry.
But any case, you have 5 team as you enter battle against the undead werewolf. It has a circlet on its head, a jeweled circlet on its head, as you kind of like see it pounce towards you, Bastion.
Yeah, as long as he's not like actually attacking me, I'm gonna jump away and say, "Okay, everyone, try your best to take this down. I'll offer support to anyone who's in danger." And I'm gonna take I guess a defensive position, and just be ready to defend somebody rather than like fight.
Okay. And then, so Bastion's getting ready to do 2 team. He can assist 2 people, I'll say, instead of 1. Or he can assist twice instead of once. Rock and roller, or
Yeah.
traveler, or Bodkid.
So the area we're in, it's all just pure like cavern. There's nothing else really.
I'm sorry.
I
what
mean,
was the last
it's
name?
I wouldn't say it's just pure cavern. It's like old tomb, like catacomb, like ancient old catacomb in the middle of America.
Okay.
Like, what's that about? I get really impressed with what 2 a.m. me writes.
Me too, thanks. So it's just like this werewolf pouncing at us, and we're in the middle of this thing, right?
Yep, in the middle of like this hallway.
Oh boy.
It takes up about half of it.
Oh boy.
And that's only because, and then there's like some open spots around its limbs because it's kind of undead. So it's like thin and gangly.
Oh boy. Hey, can I roll straight up creeping again? I only want to ask one question, but I got an idea.
Yes.
Alright, heck yeah. Miss. Alright, no. Alright, we're good. Alright.
I mean,
Actually, no,
best-
I could get 2 questions here. Alright, so first off, what is my best way in/out?
What do you prefer?
I'm gonna go with out because Eddie is an archer and he needs to not be right next to this thing.
Backing up, definitely.
Perfect. Alright, perfect. And second question, what here is worth grabbing?
What here is worth grabbing?
Yeah,
The circlet.
The circlet?
Yeah.
Alright. Hey, what would it be to try and immediately fucking grab that circlet?
Danger.
Bad idea.
Oh wait, a better question. How bad of an idea would it be to try and shoot that circlet with an arrow?
I mean, that'd be a significantly safer idea. The worst case
listen,
scenario, you hit the wolf, which is a win.
Danger.
Hold up, wait. Hold on, wait. I got an idea, boy. Hey, you know how you said the plunger arrow can count for no powers and not nearly enough training?
Yeah.
Hey, question. Can I roll that? Try to fucking grab the circlet with the plunger arrow and pull it back to him.
I mean, the punch is kind of bigger than the. I said it's a circlet.
God damn.
So
Like how you on their very first mission in the first fight, when the leader says to brace and get ready for combat, your first action is to try to plunger his circlet away.
Yes.
then you'd have to. I mean, no, the puncher's too big.
Alright.
I mean, you can plunge. You can do something with the plunger. You can do something with the plunger in this situation.
Oh, you can hear Christ's fucking last 2 brain cells trying to fucking form a sentence right now. He's already done with this.
No, because I don't want to like necessarily just shut you down straight away.
No, I know it was a meme.
So I'm trying to put this in a way that
No,
means I don't have to straight up tell you what the fuck to do.
No. I got a way better idea. That was mostly a meme. Hey, question: could he shoot the fucking werewolf right in the fucking face with this plunger arrow just to try and like scare the shit out of it?
Yes.
Hell yeah! Roll that no powers, not nearly enough training.
So you get this arrow and you just you take the arrow and it just goes around what's left of its snout, gets on like above its eyes and like surrounds its entire face, and you're like, yeah. And it's kind of like it's like clawing at it, and you like pull it back, and the entire head and a bit of the spine goes with it towards your direction.
Ooh.
And now it's just like the body's just kind of like swiping generally in the area. Like just randomly and like berserkly as you just hear it just screaming in like the plunger area.
So it's still connected to the body, but it's just
No,
being
it's
pulled
not.
away? Okay.
Eddie the fucking god. First thing he does, decapitate a zombie werewolf.
Pretty
Yeah.
fucking metal.
How do you react to just some fucking dude just doing this right off the bat? First thing he does.
I mean, there's a look of genuine. I mean, it was confusion at first, then it was like, that was not an undesired result.
And with that, we're gonna move on to the next person. Traveler, rock and roller.
You want to do something, Traveler, or should I?
Seeing the head cut off and or come off, and the body's still swiping, I'm gonna try to repeat what I did with the bird in their arm, but I'm gonna aim the portal basically at its torso to teleport like a thin chunk out of like the entire middle section and basically chop it in half.
Okay. Go ahead and roll danger.
Oh boy.
You kind of like you make that kind of like Capricorn Excalibur motion. If you've ever seen Saint Seiya,
No.
have this. So you bring your forearm up at the elbow in this kind of like sharp swing, and you take a bigger chunk of it, and you're like, wow, that's great, and you're like, wait, where did I teleport it to? And you look up, and it just falls right on top of you and just starts scraping at you.
I'm gonna defend.
Yeah, go right ahead. As the legs are now kind of just like a headless chicken. Sometimes they'll go into a wall and kick it, but yeah, roll a defend, Bastion.
Ooh boy.
Oh boy.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yep. Now there's the good old Bastion. Where have you been? It's been a while since you've been a constant failure.
Ooh, yeah, so you want to take a powerful blow, Traveler? What option are you taking?
I'm gonna give ground. I imagine it falling on me like that, seeing it coming at me. I kind of like fall down and trying to push myself away from it, and just gut reaction.
So yeah, you kind of just like take you use another portal to kind of like throw it off, and then it like lands on top of the legs again, and then it like just reconnects, and like you just hear like this weird kind of like wet kind of like snaking as like necrotic organs just plop together again.
Well, that didn't go as planned.
Oh, there's gonna be some growing pains with superpowers.
Alright. Yeah, I shout, Sam, that's a zombie, so I don't have to hold back, right?
Up, go nuts. By the way, Cam, I forgot about it. We add an extra team to the pool because of Captain.
Because of what?
Move Captain. When I'm the leader of the team, I add an extra team to the pool.
Alright, yeah. Taking my new guitar in my hands and start playing Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden. And wanna light that thing up with electricity. Rock and roll powered electricity. Is Crine here?
Yeah, sorry, it just
Alright.
yeah. Oh. What two options are you taking?
Avoid a powerful blow and frighten and dismay maybe my enemies?
So, what you do is you kind of like bat away its arms, and then with like a blow of electricity, you kind of like take the top half of it again, and like the legs are now starting to just kick at a wall, and like they drop kick it, and like you hear still the muffled screaming and like the plunger.
Great shot, by the way, Bodkid. Give Bodkid a thumbs up.
And so what happens next is that it's gonna just start clawing its way back to its head, where its head is, and what like the legs are trying to like clumsily go that way too.
Oh no, that's an Eddie. That's not good. That's not good for our little mundane boy. How fast does this thing go?
How what?
How because this thing's like trying to claw its way back to the head, right?
It's making it by leaps and bounds.
Oh boy.
I mean, the legs are the slowest part, but you know,
Uh,
the body and arms seem to know what's up.
Alright, so he's a little shook right now. Because now there's just this fucking thing coming at him. He's gonna just straight up try to throw that fucking head away. Try and get it to not be coming at him.
Roll freak.
Oh boy. -1. Let's go.
Sick. You kind of like, you throw it back at the body,
Oh boy.
and like the head kind of just reconnects, and like it takes the plunger arrow, and like the claw just snaps at the ropes and just like rips it off its face and like breaks the plunger in half, and just roars as like the legs kind of just immediately kind of like scrape over and like pop on the underside of the werewolf's body. I mean the werewolf's body.
Bastion sighs internally.
I'm just gonna go ahead and mark that potential. Mark about 19 conditions. Mark insecure on that one.
Wait, do you have to? Or
Yeah. Because I rolled bad on Unleash Your Powers.
yeah, but do you wait? If you fail unleashing your powers, do you have to always roll like get a condition?
You mark a condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Yeah, but that's on a
That's on a hit.
Yeah.
Oh.
On a fail, it just doesn't manifest at all.
Oh shit. Okay,
Pretty
never
much.
mind.
Yeah, it's all good.
I just want to get my 5 conditions. Crying knows how much I love my condition clears.
Hell yeah.
Well, for now, you two should act first. Again, I'll work as a vanguard in case we need it, and if not, then I'll do something.
Traveler, you wanna go?
And so it's just kind of reformed.
Yep.
Anything around I could use as a weapon or anything like that?
We are right back where we started.
Well, we do have coffins nearby, right?
Yeah.
That's a big, heavy object.
Okay, I want to try to throw up a portal kind of underneath like one of the coffins, or get it and have it like fall on top of him, basically.
Okay, roll danger or freak. Actually danger. Roll danger with like a +1, I'll say. Is it just danger? I think it would be probably just danger.
And
So you take the coffin and you get it through the portal, and you like kind of like he hears the kind of like pop, like that kind of like crackling in the air, and then looks up to see the pixels, and then sees the casket, and he jumps back and then catches the casket like with both hands underneath it, and then he gently like lays it to the ground and just shuffles it out of his way before roaring at you.
Okay. Although actually the portals they're silent, but they're just very bright, so you still would have seen it and everything, but they don't actually make noise.
So yeah, he would have seen the sight then, and now he's
Yeah.
like just charging at you, fear like just
Yeah.
dark.
defense. This time it'll work. Because like last time, this time I remembered the +1 that I keep getting. I forget about Captain, like, I think one of every 2 fights. And I forgot that I gave a team, since I think I've become a Nova. It still didn't work. Can someone help me so I can actually properly defend this girl?
Should I or should you, Bodkid?
I mean, can I even do it just by saying I'm trying to like get out of the way
Nope.
anyway? Okay, I didn't know if that worked that way or not.
Nope.
Okay, then I do it. Sure.
So you kind of like just add that kind of like little bit of electricity to like Sam's stuff, and he's able to like hurdle just a bit farther, escalate the situation, or expose yourself to danger.
Expose myself to danger.
You get age-old claws raked across, like rakes at you. Roll to take a powerful blow.
Oh my god, I actually failed this for once. Holy shit. This is the second time.
I just want it to be known we've had 4 misses in a row.
Yep. Feels good. 2 of them were me.
Back to your old ways.
Yeah, man. That maybe like I'm like 2 for 14 in terms of missed powerful blows. I take one like every other combat, and I usually get it really bad.
Well, seeing how that thing handled the coffins with such a care, I will actually read the situation and see if I can get some useful information out of this.
Sure, and then it'll be Bodkid's turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What can I use to end this quickly?
Well, considering that there's got to be something important with its head since the entire body was scrabbling for it.
Mm.
So if you take care of the head, and the circlet looks weirdly like well kept.
Okay. I relate that to Bodkid. It's probably about the circle. Something about it.
Oh boy.
Oh, an object in its possession that is important to its existence, huh? Would be a shame if someone were to snatch it.
Would be a shame if somebody were to shoot it with an arrow.
You can do it.
Roll freak
Oh boy.
or danger.
All right. I mean, there's a
Danger.
-1 on both of these. All right. There's a -1 on both of these, and I don't get that +1 for acting on it because it wasn't my roll. So this is gonna be fun. Nat 2. Yep.
All right.
That's a big feels bad.
And what is he? I missed what is? How is he attacking, or what's he doing?
He's literally just shooting an arrow at the circlet thing.
Okay, could I help by like I see it miss and I throw up a portal and it opens up and comes out the other side and now it's on target.
Yeah. So, what option do you wish to choose, Stomp?
Sorry, I fucking phased out of existence for a second there.
What option do you choose?
Between what?
Yeah, on a
Between
success, I helped. I threw up a portal when I saw the arrow miss. It flew out and the portal opened up on the other side. Now it was on target and hit.
That sounds badass. Go with that.
Right now, you get a choice for success.
Directly engage.
All right. I'm gonna take something from him, but I'm not sure what I can take from him aside from just taking that circlet. Because I'm assuming that shit's broken now.
Oh well, the circlet kind of like hit the bottom of it, so it kind of like flings at the top, and it just howls as like reaches for it and like misses the catch, and it kind of like you just start seeing like tufts of hair just start like the thing is just starting to disintegrate, and like the circlet lands like 7 feet away from the werewolf, and it just once again just rushes forward.
Get that gold ring.
Can I just use unleash my powers to like just kind of launch the circlet towards me by like shooting up a bunch of earth in my direction.
Wolfreak.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
You get the circlet. It kind of like you catch it, and then you're like, yeah, I got it, and then you just get this humongous just shoulder charge, like something like you feel its nails pierce your leg. It just grabs it.
Can I roll to defend? Like basically seeing the wolf charging at him, do something.
No, I'm not gonna say this time. No.
Okay.
Well, it'll take a powerful blow, Bastion. Oh,
There you
baby,
go.
a triple.
God damn it! I had a 1.
That's a dead Bastion.
I guess I'll struggle past the pain and give ground.
Yep. So
I'll probably
it's
take
got the
the
circlet again,
God
and
damn
it puts it on its head, and it stops disintegrating. But now it's starting to back away from you guys.
Can I try to generate burn?
Yeah.
At least I'm safe. I'd like to spend 1 for snatch.
Yeah. Go for it.
Shit the mud now.
The crown is yours again as you kind of like use just wind and fire to burn away at the its head, and kind of like it gets like seared off, and as it kind of just goes, like the fire just starts like catching as if it was just drenched in gasoline, and the werewolf just piles an ash to the ground.
Oh. Thank God he's finally like super dead. Like dead. For good.
Yeah,
You
he's
know, since he was a zombie and a werewolf.
yeah. He kind of says as he's like using his own powers to just kind of seal up wounds. He's like, "Yeah, it sucked.
Are you alright?
Well, you know me. I'm used to it."
Hey,
He kind of sets a bone back in place.
Sam, you're doing good.
Comfort and support.
You should say more than just that. Okay. what do
I
you
mean,
do?
you can. I mean, you should.
Yeah, I just, like listening to you once in a while is actually pretty fun. And you're giving your best, and I appreciate that, Sam.
Yeah. Smiles. He says, "Thanks, man. It's good to hear some approval." He kind of like takes the fly. He's like, "Motherfucker, God. Oh, they can never just do blunt damage. They always have to do some kind of cutting motion and ruin my suit." I'm gonna take off my condition, so now I'm just sitting at 2 again. So all is as it was. That entire combat changed nothing.
Anyone else hurt? Like not just physically, but maybe emotional?
Eddie's
I mean,
still fucking hopped on adrenaline from all that bullshit.
you good, little buddy?
Eddie's just kind of like fucking looking at the plunger and just like, how the fuck did that work?
Dude, if you believe in yourself, everything will work. Even something as stupid as this.
the unconventional can be quite effective sometimes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've used that to pull like purses away from people, but I fucking decapitated him.
Yeah, it was pretty metal.
Yeah, well, we gotta work a bit on keeping composure since we typically don't want to throw the head back on.
Yeah,
Uh,
only
yeah.
But
I was
Only-
trying to throw it past him, actually. But
yeah, it's, overall this was a good first fight. No one was severely injured, so I'd take that as a big win. He looks around and he's like, okay, let's see if we can find this stupid crossbow without like another one of these. Any one of you want this like creepy circlet, by the way?
give it me, give it me.
Tosses it over. And then looks at Traveler and is like, oh, by the way, if you warn me or like give me some kind of signal that you're about to do a portal, I can kind of flash their eyes so it's harder for them to see the entry point.
Understood, sir.
Yeah, again, like, you know, there's just that that somewhat stiff, like, yep. Just, yeah, he just kind of turns away and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go look for the crossbow. This is so beyond, like, he doesn't know how do you react to Sir on like as like someone who's usually the guy saying it. He's just like, man, call me that at the house. You call me that when we're out. God, do I look like a Sir? I'm like barely older than her. He's just like muttering to himself as he heads down looking for the crossbow.
Like, Traveler, if you want to address me, can you call me maybe Sergeant Pepper?
I believe you're trying to make a joke.
I just stare blandly at you. I was?
I've seen nothing that makes you want that, so I have to assume, given his reaction, that you were making light of the situation.
Well, no. I mean, while you're at it, like calling people like by their titles, may as well call me Sergeant Pepper. That would be nice.
I thought rock and roller was your title.
Yeah, but if you want to be formal, then you call me Sergeant Pepper. So I know you mean it like super serious. But only if you're cool with it.
I call him sir because he is the team leader.
Ah, true. But I mean, if you want to make me like happy once in a while, then just call me Sergeant Pepper.
If you're ever leading a mission and you desire to be called Sergeant Pepper as the team leader, I will call you what you wish.
Oh, cool. I just have to get rid of that.
Oh, wow.
Wow! Wow! Well, you know what? I doubly wonder how she takes that with her relationships being Bastion being good boy hero man and Rock and Roller being someday goes evil.
Yeah, if
oh God, this is the start point.
yeah, if you said that out loud, I assume.
Yeah, and but afterwards I just start absent-mindedly like chewing on the crown.
You know, as soon as you say that though, like you see her eyes narrow and her hand just starts kind of glowing with the rainbow light.
Yeah, I'm too busy looking forward. I don't even notice.
Yeah. I don't know if Sam sees it or not, but the other one starts glowing too, as she like just really like trying to resist doing anything.
He just really wants to be called Sergeant Pepper once in a while. Yeah.
You feel a gentle tap on your shoulder by the wind. And you look off to the distance, and Bastion just kind of shakes his head. He doesn't know what was said, but he can infer the general situation.
Yeah, she just kind of nods in your direction and fights back the urge and let's go.
Sam, can you call me Sergeant Pepper once in a while?
Sure, like the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I haven't. Oh man, I haven't listened to that in a long time.
You should.
Yeah, it was pretty transformative from what I remember of the rock class I took a while back.
You took the rock classes?
Yeah, as I said, like I do find the history of rock and roll to be interesting.
Oh. Cool. Well, anyway, we should find that crossbow soon because, I mean, this tiara here that might taste good, but it's still.
What?
Like
He kind of turns back, is watching you chew. He's like, why did you put that on your mouth, man?
because it tastes good.
It was on a werewolf's like head skull hair thing. Oh god, dude, that's so unsanitary.
Adds a certain flavor to it.
He's like resisting the urge to throw up.
When one is hungry,
That's why.
when one is hungry, one must eat when they find they're able to.
No, there's exceptions to that rule. Also, Traveler, metal is not edible.
I do not know the full extent of rock and roller's abilities.
He ate like a bubblegum made of like radioactive like fallout, right?
Yeah, but it's very clear. Like Bastion's like, I don't know what things she doesn't know is not okay, and I don't know what in the future became okay. Like I don't know if in the future metal is edible, but it sure as hell ain't now. Please don't. You just like don't replicate that behavior. Please, just don't. It's not a good idea.
I hadn't planned to replicate it. I just assumed that rock and roller would be capable of consuming it if he was putting it in his mouth.
Interesting hypothesis. He heads up.
Yeah, the time it actually takes you to have that conversation, you already has it like half eaten.
It keeps growing back.
Oh. Ooh, more.
Turned.
Rock and roller is eating the circlet.
Okay then.
And as you kind of like go down this hallway, you get into this very open kind of like room, and there's just like there's 4 big caskets, and one of them slightly ajar, and then there's 3 in front of like behind the caskets are like the 4 kind of like pedestals. The one that's open, like not behind the caskets, but like away from the caskets, there's 3 different crossbows. One of them, like all of them of similar type. One of them is this kind of ancient ballista. To the right of it is this kind of one that seems to fit around your body. And then you would just pull back. You would load it on top and then pull it back. And then the other one is this kind of like one you would kind of like wrap or like lock onto your hand and then pull it back with this kind of like side lever. All of them are meticulously cleaned.
And the 4th one, or is that one not have a crossbow? Because
That one does not have a crossbow.
all right. Is there anything indicating like that any of them are the fifth one or anything like something that actually signifies that hey, this is the one that they're talking about? Or
Roll me an assess.
this is gonna be fun. I can't believe I got a 9.
Actually, can I?
Yeah, you can assist.
I gotta. So, Sam, you're like reaching out for one of the crossbows, and it's like grab your hand, like and say, Sam, remember, Jesus was just a normal carpenter.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said Jesus was just a normal carpenter, like referring to the Holy Grail scene in Los Raiders.
This moves from Travis saying that to Bastion saying that. What?
That's how I help you.
Alright, well,
You notice that besides being meticulously clean, the one that's like the ballista has scratch marks around it.
Alright, and do they look like...
It was getting pulled away.
Alright, I'm gonna... so, that's basically my
It's
assessment
also
situation.
slightly off-center. Yeah, that's your assess the situation.
Alright, I just want to make sure that is the confirmation that is the right one. So he's gonna take that one.
Do you have super strength?
Let me check. I don't think I do. No, I'm just. I do not have super strength.
You're gonna need a second and third person to carry this thing.
All right. He's like, okay. Rock and roller.
Oh, yeah,
Bodkid. I'm gonna need some help. This is really heavy.
Ah.
So, fun story. I'm in a fucking car right now. But, yeah, I guess Bodkid's just gonna try to fucking help.
Yep. So the three of you kind of like get into like this triangle around the ballista, and you like start heaving it up. And actually, funny enough, to the guys who are like holding it by its like to the left and right, you can see like these kind of like shoulder indents that help you like rest it easier.
This is weird.
I imagine that is not one of the positions Bastion's in. Yeah, he's like the one that's like has the awkward handhold and he's like, "Hey, traveler."
And should fucking Eddie BM? Should Eddie BM right now?
No, he should help. Be nice.
Yeah, no. Hear me out here. So Eddie's already going to help you, right?
Yeah,
He sees that you're struggling with it, right? He's like, here, put it down. I have more experience with these things. Here, you take the easy way to hold it. You take the easy part to hold.
He just had him like, it's just like this strange part of his, he's like, don't worry, I got this. I have an idea anyways.
No. Come on. No. Come on.
He sighs.
Come on.
Like,
I'm trying to show off. I'm trying to make a good impression here.
he's like, fine, and like helps everyone reposition.
Eddie immediately regrets his decision. This thing is heavy as fuck.
Yeah. Which is why he's quickly gonna be like, hey, traveler,
Yes, sir.
could you grab me and do that teleport thing again?
I can try, sir. And so I walk over and put my hand on his shoulder and try to feel the same sensation as before whenever it activated the portal, and think about the room we're going back to, trying to go back to with it. Do I need to roll anything for that, or to open the portal?
Roll freak.
enough. We only need it for a little bit, so temporary should be fine.
I'll go ahead and mark insecure. Not sure if I'm able to do it, but I managed to pull it off just because I don't want it to shut down halfway through and cut the ballista in half.
Oh yeah, that would be bad, huh? Then we get through the portal, and we drop it in front of the stupid door.
So yeah,
Eddie is visibly sweating from all the fucking effort he had to put in to lift that thing.
yeah.
Don't worry, all three of us probably are.
So what happens
but I mean,
how
like,
it's
he's
temporary and
massive, like-
stable is rock and roller because you have to like keep at the last second to get this thing through. You drop the circlet.
I took I took a condition.
Oh, you took a condition.
Yeah, I marked
Never mind.
insecure because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it.
But I mean, it would have been just you could have done it without the condition, and you guys would have been gone through fine with it.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Oh yeah, just so you all know,
get to,
it's
the
a random
door.
fucking-
And the door is recovered in this ice wall again, and from it, this kind of like head, like this demon dog-ish golem head with its single eye looks down at you, looks at the ballista, and goes, "It is good that you found her ballista, and that you carry it in the proper fashion." And like the ice wall disappears, and like the door rolls in, and it's just enter.
Oh, time to pick up this damn thing again. And he just like, Evo.
No, Sam. We know now the right way to hold it. Makes it much easier.
Yeah, let's try that way. we fucking slowly drag this boy through the door.
So
Oh, God. Hello? Am I disconnected? Hello?
so you go through the door, and then you just see this like hunched old woman. Like, actually, no, she's not old-ish. She's just like this very refined, noble woman. Just like if you can see the makeup on her apparition as she's just taking her fan and just slapping the CEO of the Big Bad Wolf Company. She goes, "You dumb, goddamn fool!" And she looks at you and goes, "Finally, my servants have made it with my ballista."
Yes, might we know what Milady plans to do with it? Wow, this is heavy.
Eddie's knees are visibly shaking. He is not having a fun time carrying this thing.
Yes, just set it right there. I will be there with you shortly.
He sets it down and walks.
Slayer, you in here, and you have problems with a couple of cultists and a what? He goes, "What is suspected to be a werebird." Werebirds! Have you not just... Do you not remember the splitting bolt? Jesus!
Oh, not to interrupt, ma'am, but are you his grandmother by any chance?
I am the fifth Slayer of the Germanic line from his war of the 900 year 900.
And he's the seventh?
I am his great and like it carries over great grandmother.
Oh.
You
That's a lot of great.
You look very young. He just kind of
We
says,
choose how we look as apparitions. Thank God.
That's a lot of great.
I am pretty great. Thank you, servant.
Eddie just like fucking leaned against this thing. He's fucking outie. He's out of it, dude. He ain't meant to be carrying that much weight.
Bastion's just like gently using the wind to help you breathe. And he just kind of says, I see you are upset about his handling of the current monster situation.
Upset doesn't even come close to defining the rage that is currently embroiled in my chest.
Bastion, didn't we just kill some weird thing?
Of course, you killed my father.
You know that moment where like it fucking hard cuts back to like last session where he gave a talk about keeping your mouth quiet and saying the wrong things at the wrong time.
Hey man, Eddie wasn't fucking there for that.
Yeah, it cuts back and he's like, God damn it, I forgot to give that talk again.
Yeah. I just spit out the tiara and just like spit it on the ground. Oh, I didn't know. But he was already like a zombie. Like gross.
Yes, but you wonder how a man from the year 879 could still be, corporeal?
I imagine it was the circlet.
Exactly. Of course, it also driven him insane because time does that to human beings, but he at least does a good job taking care of the place.
So it was the time that drove him insane, not the circlet itself?
No. Yeah, the circuit just merely keeps him alive. He is a deterrent for grave robbers.
Does it have to be intact to imbue that immortality?
The circuit cannot break unless disenchanted.
What if one eats it and it grows back?
It's still the same.
But for the pieces in this that were eaten, do they do anything?
He might live a bit longer. Or a bit shorter, considering his digestive system.
Understood.
Pretty good.
Oh man, Bastion just kind of rubs the area between his eyebrows. He's like, well, we were tasked to handle with that situation, so could we get him back so we can continue to deal with the cult?
I suppose you're the hired help.
Yes.
Good, because I'm taking away his crossbow and he can use my ballista like a man. Or in my case, like a woman. And he just whaps her on the head and goes, damn it, I'm sorry, Jesus.
Does he happen to have super strength?
Once every month or so. Twice every month. When the full moon hits.
Bows are better than crossbows.
Yeah. Bodkid, not right now. He just kind of like looks and he turns back and he's like, how do you suppose we get your ballista out of the area?
Carrying it. Are you not strapping young men?
I was just making sure. He kind of smiles internally. He's like, fuck me, running.
Well, I had a team. We had to emplace the servants had to emplace. I had to make a cunning plan to lure my prey into my ballista, and I had one shot before it was dead or I was dead.
Oh,
You know what got me in the end?
A cold?
Actually, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Oh man. He just kind of like sees this surreal ass conversation with the fucking ghost and goes,
Or was it the lead poisoning? I can't tell.
well,
Eddie's God, just too fucking out of it to realize that he's dealing with a ghost right now.
I mean, Yeah, this was the worst first mission for someone as mundane as Bodkid to go through, because it's Bastion's arc, which was destined to be strange, or at least it's the the precursor to the Bastion's arc. It's like well, in that case, if you would you mind us taking him now? As we certainly need his permission to start to combat the situation, as there are a whole bunch of clones now that are in the company that are probably bird people.
Also, we don't really know what the fuck is even going on. So
Yeah,
it's
they seem to be like worshipping a really strange totem. Do you know anything about that? Like it interacts adversely to divine powers.
I am not an astrologist. I am a hunter of monsters.
Yeah, I just was wondering if you happen to know of a monster that did that, but it seems that you don't.
Apparently, werebirds.
Yes, that was
Because that is all my progeny could find about it.
well, I mean,
Werebirds.
birds would be the more appropriate statement for them. I happen to know some things about them. And as such, can help your progeny deal with them. And then they'll be dead. And you won't have a problem anymore.
Oh. Oh. Right?
I'm sorry.
Am I good? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, any case, she just looks at this and goes, birds.
Yes.
Like in the Greek playwright.
Yeah.
And she just looks to him and goes, you're going to take care of this HR problem. You are going to do it in a manner that is direct and forceful. You are going to then get rid of your janitorial department. Also do it directly and forceful. No, I do not. Actually, no, not directly and forceful. You will lure them into a false sense of security, get them into a room, spring a trap, and then when they all start turning on you like the monsters they are, then you kill them.
Well, to be entirely fair, the man who runs the janitorial department is not a bird person.
Then you start killing all of them who are connected to this weird conspiracy, and anyone connected to it until they are all dead. And if they do not stay dead, then you teach them pain so much that they stop coming back.
Yes,
Do I make myself clear?
Looks to the CEO like, please just get us out of this situation by saying yes.
It just nods just like hurriedly. And she just like bitches and she just like backslaps him like one last time and just disappears into Aether.
Oh man.
The matriarch is an intense third party. You hear the crystal like you see the creature like covered in shadow.
Why are all mothers of any capacity that I know the scariest people I know? He kind of says he walks back to the ridiculously heavy weapon, and he is the CEO like bound up or?
No, he just was glued to his spot.
Hey, you want to help me carry this really heavy thing?
Yeah, I'll take care of the archer's spot.
Cool. He's like, "You get a break, Bodkid," and taps his shoulder as he hoists it up with uh, rock and roller, and is like, "Hey, traveler, if you could do it again, so that we're in front of the company building, that would be so much appreciated."
I will try. And before I can move to actually touch anybody, since I've been there, I actually managed or try to throw one into the whole instinctual thing again. Open up one without actually touching anybody. Freak again.
Yep.
If we can, if everybody can get through it with it being unstable, then do that. If not, I'll mark a condition or temporary.
No, you get it through.
Okay.
And as Ian's just kind of like carrying it, the collar kind of just pops off, and the monster just takes it and goes, "This belongs in the German section."
No, it tasted so good.
He helps keep the place clean and safe.
Fine.
Yeah, let's not play that one. Ah, man, that means we did. Okay, that was a good. That was the definition of a practice session. Then he says, "We now succeeded in literally doing nothing in terms of killing that guy." So, Mr. CEO, do you have like a plan for the? Oh God, this is heavy. Shooting literally anything with this ridiculously sized weapon.
You know, we might like to think she jokes about it.
Oh no, I've learned my lesson long ago. She's dead serious.
And it worked. It worked better than some of us who had repeating crossbows. It worked better than some of us who had explosive crossbows. She made it work better than exploding crossbow bolts.
Yeah, and I'm just curious, as, you know, part of the bloodline, what's your plan to hit like 16 different clones with one ballista bolt? Because, I mean, it's not impossible. It just take a lot of planning. He's like slowly starting to like fucking break under this weight. He's like, "God damn it, why is this so heavy?"
Do you not have superpowers to alleviate this?
I can shoot fire out of my hands. I don't get everything.
Well, how did you get here?
Dragging and teleporting, but we can't portal into the building.
Can you portal outside the building?
That's where we portal to.
Where we are right now.
Oh. And then you just like you you guys are struggling up the steps. And he goes, "That's an calling security."
Please.
And you're like halfway up the steps, and like it takes like 10 minutes before like a security team comes down and goes, "Nice to have you with us, sir." And he goes, yeah, nice to be back."
I'm so glad to see someone who is not us that will now carry this stupid thing.
If you line it up nicely, we can get a bunch. But reloading will be a bitch. Like, that will take like maybe 5 minutes or 10.
He looks up to the CEO and he's like, "So, how are we approaching HR about this situation? Because one of the previous members of this team, who has since been removed, assaulted him, so he doesn't really want to see us right now."
Well, I mean, he's gotta listen to me.
Yeah, he somehow doesn't believe they're clones. You are aware they're clones, right?
I mean, there's some kind of clone.
They have the exact same DNA sequence.
Yeah, well, I'm not a forensics, I'm a monster slayer.
I'm just clarifying for you.
I have a degree in business management.
Okay, I'll stop being helpful then. Sheesh. He kind of just sighs. He's like, this is...
God, what did I go to the police station for again?
Hey,
You didn't make it easier for us by not telling us
About what?
about your family business.
That's kind of private. Hey,
Bastion's like,
I'm a monster slayer and having trouble slaying monsters. Can you help me? Like, what's the end goal? I was kidnapped by that thing outside of the goddamn police station.
oh, okay, so you didn't happen to get any information about what was left of the crime scene then? It's fine if you didn't. I'm just trying to understand our current situation. Their motel is their base of operations, and most likely maybe the center of the cult thing in general.
Well, then we find their leader, we get them into a clear lane of fire, and I kill them.
I return. Hello. That would be great. Do you know who the first clone was then? I'd assume that's their leader.
No, but HR will.
Let's head to HR.
And as the elevator brings you up to stops at a different floor in HR. You just walk through the doors and you notice just one of the clones is just cleaning out the HR director's office and talking with him. And we're gonna end it on that.
Alright. Cool.
We did it.
Ah. Alright. End of session moves.
Yep. Congratulations, you found the guy.
Confetti. Traveler, you have influence over Bastion, right?
I do not.
Alright, I'm gonna go closer to you for obvious reasons. Slowly gonna work on getting everyone back into the influence fold now that we're all unified.
Dude, Eddie was just so fucking dazed and confused today, man.
It's not gonna get better. This was, I have a feeling, the tamest of sessions to come.
I mean, there's still the off weeks. Or the buy sessions.
Rock'n'Roller would grow closer to the team, specifically Bodkid, because he's enthralled by the wonder and enthusiasm of a fanboy like this. So yeah.
Hell yeah. I can't put that on my sheet because I'm fucking driving home right now.
Someday it'll get there.
Okay, I'll probably overall grow closer to the team. It's a Bastion though. But make the most welcome and all that. Just the moving into the home and just the respect anyway she has, and the fact that he kind of got the team working better together this time than the last time they went out.
Yeah, we're no longer like a just a dumpster fire waiting to happen. We were like continuously fighting all throughout that building. I was like, I'm really ready for this to be one just clusterfuck of an arc. I already have influence over you, so I'm gonna say, is there anything that can't be moved?
Savior, or is that 2? Everything else is movable.
Freak up. Mundane down.
Alrighty.
You are very eccentric, but you're starting to get a hang of your powers, which Bastion really knows what that was like. As you know, he started off with -2 freak and was very bad with his powers, and slowly moved to 3.
And Bodkid?
Yeah, the last one of the square.
Grow closer to the team. I'm not sure if I want to give that to Rock and Roll or Beacon, or Beacon. No, Bastion. It's gonna be one of them. Not sure though.
Don't worry about it. You can just message the group when you're home, and we can.
You know what? Nah, fuck it, Bastion. Take it.
Cool. I got it. I'm a champion.
Why did I pick Bastion? Because he was the one who fucking rolled up to Eddie's house.
I wonder how he got the address.
Oh, he doesn't give a fuck. My man, he hasn't had a fucking down second to think about any of this. The moment there's a fucking down second, he is gonna pull everybody aside and be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. To which Bastion's gonna go, "I warned you."
And the way these games go, there's very few down moments.
You have to wait until this arc ends, and then you'll have like a session. So have fun with that.
Dude, I swear to God, Eddie's just gonna fucking like break. He just went from being some fucking kid who gets swirlies every day because he's a fucking nerd to rolling with the big boys.
Well, you know that's Johnson's fault. Bastion tried to raise that concern because this is a very intense first mission, and now 2 different people. This is their first mission. He's like, Johnson, you made this as hard as you could on me.
Let me tell you, he was the easiest option.
Yeah, it's like you're like, man, this is the most dangerous thing your group's faced yet. I'm gonna give you 2 people that are basically brand spanking new, because one is not trained formally, and the other one doesn't know how to use their powers. It's like,
So one of them doesn't know how to use their powers, the other one doesn't have powers.
This is not a formula conducive to success. Oh, by the way, Cameron, at some point, Bastion would just text both Shroudhound and Melissa, "Hey, I'm letting a teammate live in the house for a while since they don't have a place to be."
Is it your coffee house or the house?
Well, he kind of lives in the coffee house, so it's the coffee house. He neglects to mention it's a girl.
I mean, I mean, they just give you like a thumbs up.
Perfect. Now when they get mad later, I can say they already gave approval to it.
Alright. Well, gonna get to bed. I'm super tired.
And then they just keep sending like different versions of the thumbs up emoji.
See you next week, guys.
Have a good one.
See ya.